You are walking through Dollar Tree just killing time, and right there between plastic bowls and party balloons is something that could quietly change how you garden in 2026. Not seeds, not tools. Something most people walk past without a second look. But when you use it the right way, it saves money, boosts yields, and solves problems gardeners complain about every single season. Welcome to Garden Homes. If you are new here, this channel is for gardeners who want real results without draining their wallet. No fancy gadgets, no overpriced trends, just smart, practical tips that actually work in real gardens. And if you are one of our returning viewers, welcome back. You already know we don't garden the expensive way here. We garden the smart way. Now, settle in because the first Dollar Tree find we are starting with looks simple, almost boring, but once you see what it does for soil, roots, and water control, you will never walk past it again. Number 1, plastic storage bins and dish tubs. Number 1 is something most people think of as a cleaning item, not a garden tool. And that is exactly why it gets overlooked. The small plastic storage bins and dish tubs you see at Dollar Tree are one of the smartest foundations for growing high-value plants in tight spaces. They look basic, almost too simple to matter. But when you add a few drainage holes and the right soil mix, they become perfect containers for deep-rooted, high-return crops that don't like disturbance. These bins hold moisture longer than thin nursery pots, protect roots from heat stress, and give plants room to stretch without needing expensive grow bags or ceramic planters. What makes this especially powerful in 2026 is the shift toward crops that give repeated harvests instead of one-time yields. These bins are ideal for growing things like ginger, turmeric, and perennial green onions. Crops many people assume require large beds or farmland. Because the plastic insulates the soil, temperature stays more stable, which means faster sprouting and healthier root development. You are not just planting, you are creating a controlled environment that works with the plant instead of against it. The real money-saving trick is how reusable and adaptable these bins are. At the end of the season, you can lift the entire plant without disturbing the roots, refresh the soil, and start again. No cracking pots, no torn grow bags, no wasted space. It is familiar, it is cheap, and it quietly outperforms containers people spend serious money on. Once you grow one valuable crop this way, you will start seeing those Dollar Tree bins as planting potential, not storage plastic. Number 2, foam kneeling pads and floor mats. Number 2 is something people usually buy for crafts or kids' projects. But in the garden, it solves one of the biggest problems growers complain about without even realizing it. Foam kneeling pads and floor mats from Dollar Tree can completely change how your soil holds moisture and heat when used the right way. Most gardeners struggle with soil drying too fast or overheating in containers and raised beds, especially during hot months. These pads, when cut and placed under pots or beds, act like a quiet barrier that protects roots from temperature shock. What makes this uncommon but powerful is how it helps valuable, slow-growing crops like ginseng relatives, medicinal herbs, and shade-loving perennials establish faster. These plants hate stressed roots. By placing the foam pad under containers or lining the base of shallow beds, you reduce heat transfer from concrete and bare ground, keeping the root zone calm and stable. The result is steadier growth, fewer setbacks, and plants that don't stall every time the weather shifts. The long-term benefit is water efficiency. Because the soil stays cooler, moisture evaporates slower, meaning you water less often without sacrificing growth. In 2026, with water costs rising in many areas, this single-dollar item quietly saves time, effort, and resources. It doesn't look like a garden tool, and that is why it works so well. It fixes a problem most gardeners don't even realize is holding their plants back. Number 3, mesh sink strainers and plastic colanders. Number 3 is sitting in the kitchen aisle, and almost nobody connects it to serious gardening. Mesh sink strainers and plastic colanders from Dollar Tree are one of the simplest upgrades you can make to how your plants grow. Especially when you are working with containers, poor drainage is the silent killer of valuable crops. Roots suffocate, rot sets in, and growth slows long before leaves show any warning. These mesh pieces turn ordinary containers into high-performance planters by improving airflow and water movement right where roots need it most. Here is where it becomes worth growing high-value uncommon crops like saffron crocus, garlic chives, and specialty onions. These plants demand excellent drainage, but still want consistent moisture. By placing a mesh strainer or colander at the bottom of your container before adding soil, you stop soil loss while allowing excess water to escape quickly. Roots stay oxygen-rich, growth stays steady, and you avoid the common mistake of overwatering without even changing your routine. The best part is how long these last. Unlike cardboard liners or fabric layers that break down, these plastic mesh tools can be cleaned and reused season after season. You buy them once and they quietly improve every planting you use them in. It is familiar, it is cheap, and it works better than many professional drainage solutions sold at garden centers for 10 times the price. Number 4. Cutlery trays and small plastic organizers. Number 4 is something most people grab for organizing drawers, not growing food. And that is what makes it so powerful. Dollar Tree cutlery trays and small plastic organizers are incredible tools for controlled planting and propagation. When gardeners struggle with uneven growth, wasted seeds, or overcrowded starts, it is usually because everything is planted together with no structure. These trays quietly fix that problem by giving each plant its own space from day one. This works especially well for high-value uncommon crops like wasabi greens, sorrel varieties, and specialty salad herbs that are expensive to buy but easy to grow when young roots are not competing. Each section of the tray holds soil just deep enough for early development, encouraging strong, straight root systems instead of tangled messes. Because everything is separated, you can monitor moisture and growth more accurately, which means fewer losses and more successful transplants. The hidden advantage is efficiency. You are not guessing anymore. You see which plants are thriving, which need adjusting, and which should be replanted, all at a glance. When it is time to move them into larger containers or beds, roots slide out cleanly with minimal shock. It is a familiar household item doing professional level work. And once you use it this way, starting valuable crops will feel calmer, cleaner, and far more reliable. Quick pause right here because if this video is already changing how you see simple Dollar Tree items, you are exactly who this channel is for. Go ahead and tap the like button so this reaches more gardeners who are tired of overspending. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your sign. Garden Homes is all about growing smarter, not spending more. And you don't want to miss the next videos coming this season. Also, drop a comment and tell me which item surprised you the most so far, or which one you have actually seen at your local Dollar Tree. I read every comment, and your feedback helps me decide what to break down next. Now, let's get back into it because the next find is one of the most overlooked water-saving tools, hiding in plain sight. Number 5. Clear plastic spray bottles and squeeze bottles. Number 5 is hiding in the bathroom aisle, and almost no one realizes how valuable it is for gardeners who want consistency without constant effort. Clear plastic spray bottles and squeeze bottles from Dollar Tree are more than just misting tools. When used intentionally, they become precision watering systems for high-value, sensitive crops that fail easily under normal watering routines. This matters a lot for uncommon but worthwhile plants like vanilla vine cuttings, stevia, and young moringa starts. These plants don't want heavy watering. They want gentle, controlled moisture right at the root zone. A squeeze bottle lets you deliver water slowly, exactly where it is needed, without compacting soil or stressing roots. That kind of control is usually found in expensive irrigation setups, but here it costs $1. Over time, this changes plant behavior. Roots grow deeper instead of staying near the surface. Soil structure stays loose, and disease pressure drops because leaves stay dry. It is simple, familiar, and incredibly effective. Once you start watering this way, you will notice fewer losses, stronger growth, and a garden that feels easier to manage without adding any extra work or cost. Number 6. Bamboo skewers and wooden sticks. Number 6 is something most people associate with picnics or parties, but in the garden, it quietly upgrades how plants are supported as they grow. Bamboo skewers, wooden sticks, and plastic drink stirrers from Dollar Tree are perfect for early-stage training and support of valuable plants that are fragile when young. Instead of waiting for plants to flop over or break, these give gentle guidance from the start. This is especially useful for uncommon high-return crops like pepper tree seedlings, goji berry starts, and specialty climbing greens. These plants don't need heavy cages early on. They need light support that encourages upright growth without restricting movement. By tying them loosely to skewers or stirrers, stems strengthen naturally instead of snapping under their own weight later. The overlooked benefit is plant health. Early support improves airflow, reduces disease, and helps plants focus energy on growth rather than recovery. When it is time to upgrade to stronger supports, the plant is already trained and resilient. It is a small, familiar item doing a big job, and once you use it this way, you will never see those party aisle sticks the same again. Number 7. Plastic clothes pins and small clips. Number 7 is found in the laundry aisle, and it looks so ordinary that most gardeners would never give it a second glance. Plastic clothes pins and small clips from Dollar Tree are powerful tools for shaping how plants grow and how productive they become. Instead of forcing plants or cutting too early, these clips let you guide growth gently, almost like giving the plant a suggestion instead of a command. This works beautifully for uncommon but high-value crops like dragon fruit cuttings, specialty peppers, and even young fig branches. By clipping stems to supports at the right angle, you control light exposure and air flow, which directly affects flowering and fruiting. Plants trained this way produce stronger side shoots and more balanced growth without stress. It is a technique many commercial growers use with specialized clips, but here you are achieving the same result for a fraction of the cost. The hidden advantage is control. You are no longer hoping plants grow the right way. You are guiding them with gentle pressure that encourages stronger structure and better harvests. It is simple, reusable, and surprisingly effective at turning ordinary plants into productive ones. Number 8. Permanent markers and plastic name tags. Number 8 is sitting in the stationery aisle, and it solves one of the most frustrating problems gardeners face year after year. Permanent markers, chalk markers, and plastic name tags from Dollar Tree are not just for labeling. They are tools for memory, timing, and smarter decisions in the garden. Most gardeners lose track of planting dates, varieties, and treatments. And that confusion leads to wasted effort and repeated mistakes. This becomes incredibly valuable when growing uncommon, worthwhile crops like artichokes, horseradish, and perennial herbs that behave differently from standard vegetables. By labeling containers and beds with planting dates, feeding times, and notes like partial shade or slow starter, you start gardening with intention instead of guesswork. Over time, you begin to see patterns that help you grow better every season. The hidden power is confidence. When you know exactly what you planted and when, you stop second-guessing yourself. You make adjustments earlier, catch problems sooner, and replicate success instead of wondering how it happened. It is simple, familiar, and it turns your garden into a learning system that improves year after year without spending more money. Number 9. Small plastic measuring cups. Number 9 is a surprising find in the kitchen aisle, and it is something most people would never think to use outside of cooking. Small plastic measuring cups and condiment cups from Dollar Tree are perfect for precision fertilizing and soil amendments. Many gardeners guess how much fertilizer, compost tea, or liquid plant food to use. And that is where mistakes happen. Either too little, which slows growth, or too much, which can burn valuable crops. These tiny cups give you control without guessing. This becomes a game changer for uncommon, high-value crops like specialty berries, dwarf fruit trees in containers, or rare culinary herbs. These plants respond to precise nutrient delivery, and even a small mistake can delay flowering or stunt growth. By using measuring cups, you can mix exactly the right amount of nutrients, deliver it to the base of the plant, and avoid waste. It is simple, yet professional gardeners pay big money for this kind of control. The long-term benefit is savings and consistency. Not only do you avoid burning plants, but you also stop wasting expensive fertilizers and supplements. These cups are reusable, easy to clean, and quietly turn ordinary garden care into exact science. Once you start measuring like this, you will notice stronger growth, healthier leaves, and better yields from crops that used to be finicky. Number 10. Popsicle sticks and tongue depressors. Number 10 is something you usually grab for arts and crafts. But in the garden, it quietly changes how you start seeds and propagate plants. Dollar Tree popsicle sticks and tongue depressors are not just for stirring or crafting. They are perfect for creating mini plant markers, small trellis supports, or even gentle root guides. Most gardeners underestimate how much small, inexpensive supports improve early growth, but these sticks give structure without adding clutter or cost. This works especially well for uncommon, high-value crops like microgreens, specialty lettuce varieties, and delicate flowering herbs. By using popsicle sticks as tiny supports or markers, you avoid confusion between seedlings, prevent tangling roots, and guide early growth in a way that encourages healthy, strong plants. It is a subtle tool that helps plants grow organized, which pays off later when transplanting or harvesting. The best part is how versatile they are. You can write on them, stick them in soil without damage, and reuse them season after season. They cost almost nothing, but they add structure and clarity to your garden in ways that prevent costly mistakes. Wrap up. And that wraps up today's round of Dollar Tree garden finds for 2026. 10 simple, familiar items that most people overlook, but that quietly make a huge difference in your garden. From plastic bins that turn into deep-root containers to popsicle sticks guiding your seedlings, these are tools that let you grow smarter, save money, and get results that feel professional without spending a fortune. If you tried even one of these tips or see something you are excited to add to your garden, drop a comment below and let me know which one you are going to use first. Don't forget to like this video if you found these ideas helpful. It helps other gardeners discover these hidden gems too. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Garden Homes and turn on notifications so you never miss tips that help you grow more while spending less. Remember, gardening doesn't have to be expensive to be rewarding. Sometimes the simplest items, the ones you already see every day, hold the secret to bigger harvests and happier plants. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video with even more smart, budget-friendly garden strategies.